What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of season 2 of Mouthful. I'm your co-host, Jen. I didn't get to introduce myself the first episode, so I'm Jen. You can follow me at Jen LaShawn or Jennifer LaShawn. I hope it'll be somewhere here. I don't remember which one it is, but
I
thank
like how
y'all
y'all
for
just keep giving us work to do.
I'm just fine, damn. But but yes, so I'm your host again, Jen. You'll find out my handle sooner or later. I'm a mom. I'm so enjoying this, especially with season 2 here. Got some new things going on, new things coming up, especially taste the culture. Listen, get your alcohol. It's all black on wine, spirits, liquor, brandy, whiskey, bourbon, tequila, whatever you want. Pick that up go to their website, tasteofculture.com. You can also follow them on IG and Twitter, and as well as Facebook. Use the code Mouthful for a 20% discount, okay? We need y'all to drink with us, all right? All right, so let's just get into it. And today we do have a special guest. It's Ashe. Ashe is filling in for Chris. He's a little under the weather, so let's just keep him in our thoughts and prayers and energy, whatever you do. And so how y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Welcome, Ashe.
Hey,
Yes.
Ashe.
Hello.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Good.
And tell the people about yourself.
So I am actually on the behind the scenes Mouthful team. I'm a part of the marketing committee, but I'm here today to fill in. You can find me at Sincerely Ashe on Instagram, on Twitter, anywhere that you search for Sincerely Ashe. But I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yay. We're happy
Thank
to
you for
have
joining
you.
us. We're so happy to have you.
Des, you want to introduce yourself?
I know.
Why are you so aggressive?
Hey, I love it.
So I'm Des. I'm 31 years old. I'm a photographer here in the Dallas area. So if y'all need any photography needs, please feel free to hit me up at Des the Photog, and that's DEZTHEPHOTOG, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can find me there. Also on my website at desthephotog.com, where you can book all your photography needs there, so y'all don't have to keep inboxing me because I'm probably not going to respond. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to visit my website, and I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours.
24 to 48 hours.
Right.
And I guess I'll go next and last. My name is Star, and I'm one of the newest castmates of Mouthful TV. So I am so happy to be here. Thank you, season 2. Like
We are
Jen
so happy
said,
to have you.
thank you. We're doing
Yeah.
big things. I'm so happy to be a part. So make sure that you're following all of the cast. Make sure you're following Boss Lady. Make sure that you're following Ashe, Black Seas, who's not here today. But you know what? Follow all of our handles, including mine at I am Star Ford on Instagram. All right. I'll follow back. I promise.
All right, so let's get into it, y'all. So today, for our small business segment, we have Nikita Seal. She is the owner of Zizy's Ice Cream Puffs. Kita is also an Air Force veteran who served in Iraq and is also a co-host of the podcast Anxiety and is a mother. Thank you so much for joining us today, Kita.
Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
All right, so Nikita, tell us about Zizy's Ice Cream Puffs and how you got started.
Okay, so Zizy's Ice Cream Puffs, it is named after my twins, Zion and Zaya. They are 5-year-old twins. And Zizy's Ice Cream Puff, what it is, it's a fried donut and ice cream sandwich. So there's a warm donut filled with cold ice cream. So you choose your favorite Bluebell ice cream, and then you have your cereal toppings on top. So how that came about, it was just something that I enjoyed when I would visit California. California is like my second home. I love it out there. I would visit out there, and I seen that there's a place out there that does something similar. And I said, if I ever find out how they make that, I'm going to do that myself. So I found the machine, I figured it out, and November 2nd, on my birthday, my 32nd birthday, that's when Zizy's Ice Cream Puff was launched, and it is doing amazing. It is doing amazing.
And that was going to be my next question. So this past November is when you started?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, good deal. And so where can we purchase these ice cream puffs?
So I would suggest just follow me on social media, which is ZZ's underscore ice cream underscore puffs, to figure out or to see where we'll be each week. We usually post our daily and weekly routes there. We try to move around, we have people reaching out to do birthday parties and all kind of stuff. So it really depends on where we are that week to purchase a ice cream puff.
All right. And so with your business, like recently starting, is it a result of the pandemic and changing, financial situations or whatever the case may be? Or you just, was during the pandemic, like everybody else, like found their hustle and just decided to go through it? Is that what happened in your situation as well?
Well, for me, I've always been a hustler. I've been an entrepreneur since I was like middle school, high school, selling belly button rings and suckers, whatever I could get my hands.
Where you get that from?
What from?
The belly button rings and stuff.
Girl, order from China. Order sell them to my friends.
All right now.
So ZZ's was something that I was supposed to do almost like over a year ago. But Anxiety as a Mother, the podcast came about. So I was like really struggling on if I was going to do ZZ's first, Anxiety as a Mother. So I was like, you know what, let me just, it makes sense to do the podcast first because that creates a platform for me to promote and market through. And if that does well, then everybody will hear about ZZ's. So the pandemic was just a perfect opportunity for ZZ's to flow through because once I got laid off, I was like, oh, I have all this extra free time to go ahead and do ZZ's. They gave me my little severance package. And I was like, well, let me use all these funds to go buy me a trailer so that I can start
Yes.
ZZ's. So yeah, the pandemic definitely played a role in it, but it was something that was supposed to happen even before the pandemic.
All right. And so since starting your business, because a lot of people start a business without the proper knowledge or training to do so. So have you, made any mistakes in building that business that you can give advice to other people that may be wanting to start a business that you can prevent them from making the same mistakes?
I would say I'm definitely the unorganized entrepreneur. Like I'm one of those people that just jump out there. I'm like, I have this idea, let me just do it. And then I'll work my way backwards after I do it. Because sometimes I feel like we get so caught up on like perfectionism and like making sure every detail is perfect. And then next thing you know, it's 3 years later and you still haven't put anything out. So for me, I do think it's important to plan and kind of know what you are doing, but it's also good to just kind of have that, okay, let me go ahead and leap and I can figure some things out. Once you kind of take that leap, and I'm not saying just completely jump out there blind, but once you do jump, your path starts to align with people that can help you. And of course, you can watch your YouTube videos, you can do all these things. But for me, I've definitely found a lot of things that you shouldn't do, and the things that
Right.
you should do. But for me, it's just I struggle with being organized. I've never been organized, but I'm a builder. I know how to create these things, but I don't really know how to create the processes. So I think with that, it's important for me to kind of help to build a team of people around me that can assist me where I fall, because I feel like I'm more of the creative. I'm more of I got the mind for it, but I don't want to take no notes. I don't want to create a business plan. I don't want to have to go and do all those other things. Like I'm not the tasky person. I'm more of like, this is what we're doing. It's going to be amazing. I want to pick out the color palettes and the names and the font, but I don't want to do nothing else.
Right.
But you know
and
what? That's
I agree.
real. That's
Yeah,
real.
you
It's glad
definitely
that
need a
you-
team of people
Yeah,
around
it's
you.
glad that you figured out, like, okay, I know I can't do this, so let me go. I know what I need to do. So
yeah,
let me do me, and then yeah, I love that.
And that's definitely something we need to do as a community as well. Like come together. It's okay to ask for help when you need it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people when they're starting a business, without the knowledge or proper training, they focus so much on it being their business and not realizing or allowing other people to help you where you may lack. And I can say that I did that. I definitely, as a photographer, I was never professionally trained or anything like that. It's just something that I had a passion to do. And so I got so much feedback from it. It was overwhelming to the point where I was like, I cannot do this. And it's because just starting, everybody that asked me, I was like, yes.
Mhm.
And so it was like I would be shooting for like 8 hours a day, and it was just
Yeah.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
And there is some people that are willing to assist you, and all you have to do is ask. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
we definitely have to present the question of, hey, I know you're good at this. Do you mind joining me
Exactly.
and making this business grow? And a lot of people fail to do that.
Yeah, you're so right with that. I think that is very important in business, is to know how to ask for help. See, my thing is, I've never known how to. It's really hard for me to ask for help, because for me it was always viewed as a sign of weakness, or I need somebody. Because growing up in certain environments, you kind of create this tough shell of I don't need nobody, or I always had to do everything myself. So I'm not comfortable needing to ask someone. So now that was actually my focus in going into this year. I was like, ask for help. Start asking for help. And something else that I've realized in being a business owner, people put a lot on your plate. People so there's so much value in knowing how to say no as well, because I've learned, especially with all the businesses I do, people, it's almost like they think you're a superhero. You can do everything. So they'll tell you all the areas that you're lacking, not really realizing everything you're still doing. So they're like, well, why didn't you do this? And you should go do this. And it's like, hold on, back it up. I'm busy. I don't really have the time, the energy. And then with me, my lack of being organized, it adds so much stress and anxiety, because I was like, my plate is so full. And now people add to your plate, but no one likes to really take anything off. They'll tell you, well, you should have did this, and why didn't you do that? Instead of saying, hey, I see you're really busy. How about I'm really good at this. Do you mind if I help you with Yes, please. I would love some extra help. So
Yeah.
Well, I
This
have a
And I
hard to
definitely
ask
do
question.
help.
agree.
So I'm pretty sure the twins have become your CFOs or creative directors, right?
yes.
So I want to know, have they given any input to their favorite combinations, and which ones do they suggest, so I can write that down?
Oh yes, yes. Thank you for asking that. I definitely ask for that input all the time. And actually, when I don't ask, they're still giving it. Like my
Right.
son is like, "You need to get some anxiety as a mother backpacks," and I'm like, "That's a great idea." But as far as Zizy's, my son, he said that his special puff. Oh, and I feel like I'm gonna mess it up. I think he said it was chocolate ice cream
Okay.
with cookie crisp cereal, and I think it was chocolate sprinkles.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think I'm gonna make that the Zion Puff. That's my son's name. I think I'm gonna make that the Zion Puff or something like that. So that's
Okay.
his puff. And my daughter, I'm sorry.
That sounds amazing.
Yes, and then my daughter, she's like a little unicorn rainbow princess. So hers is gonna be I think we're gonna call it the unicorn puff. It's the cotton candy ice cream with rainbow sprinkles.
Oh, okay.
That
Mhm.
They
sounds
both giving
amazing.
their
It is so
flavor.
good. Yes, yes. And it's them. It's them. My
Right,
son's messy and chocolatey and just drippy. So it's like, yeah, that's you.
right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Keita, for joining us. Before we let you go, please tell them where to find your ZZ Cream Puffs, and so they'll know where to get them. These delicious delectables, because I'm looking forward to getting one.
Yeah. As I previously stated, you can follow us on Instagram. That is ZZ's _ ice cream _ puffs, to see where we will be weekly, and to follow Anxiety is a Mother, the podcast. You can listen to that at www.anxietyisamother.com. That's MUTHA. You can also follow us, Anxiety is a Mother, on Instagram, and to follow my personal page, you can follow me on Instagram at Hurricane Keita.
Oh, nice.
Amazing. And thank you again for joining us today. We
Yes,
definitely
no
hope that your
problem.
business continues to grow, and we wish you
Thank
much
you.
success.
Thank you. And I wish you guys much success. Thank you so much for having
Thank
me on.
you.
Thank
Yes.
Thank you
you
for
again.
coming.
Okay, great.
And
Bye.
if and if anybody wants to be a guest on our show and promote your business, please email us as mouthful@novativent.com. And that is spelled NOVATIVEENT.com. And make sure you guys follow us on Facebook at Mouthful Space TV and Instagram at Mouthful _ TV, where we host Small Business Tuesday live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central
Every
Standard
Tuesday.
Time. That gives you an opportunity to join our live and promote your business there as well. So you please, guys, utilize one of those opportunities to promote your business or brand. we're definitely doing our due diligence to show you guys love. So make sure you guys are taking that opportunity to do so. And so we're going to go ahead and get into the topic of the day. So our topic today is cultural appropriation. So let's start by really getting into what Black culture is. And then we can kind of transition into the appropriation of that culture. And for me, I wanted to focus on kind of defining the difference between culture appreciation and appropriation, because there is a big
Oh
difference.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so there, it's one thing to appreciate the Black culture, and there's so many aspects to the Black culture because, with time we're still trying to build our culture, because a lot of our culture ancestrally was taken from us,
Right.
with that transition from our motherland into the new world. And so a lot of our culture is very, very new, very recent, because we're still trying to build and find our place in this country. And so we're being very vocal about who we are as a people. And I love to see that. And especially with social media has allowed us as a people to grow and to unite together, because we definitely need that united front in order for our culture to continue to be a main aspect in this country, to where they can no longer diminish our voice. And so it's definitely a difference between appreciating that our culture and who we are as a people, and appropriating it, like taking that culture and making it your own.
Yes.
And it's seen so much, and it's really sad that we can't have our own identity without another
Hey, have none.
people, and another people trying to take that from us, you know what I mean? And I just want us, and I'm glad, especially with this past election, that to see how united we have become. And it's going to be a continued work every day. It's not going to be a situation that happens overnight, but I definitely think our culture is building and growing every day, and I love to
Right.
see it.
Don't you? I sure love to see it. It's a
Absolutely.
beautiful thing. It's like and you know what, my aunt and I were talking earlier. It was we were just kind of saying, like, at this point we're just tired. So we really have to, like, come together to get rid of whatever issues that we have, going on within ourselves, and just try to make it together. Like, we really just have to sit down and say, okay, what can we do to move forward? Like, whatever issues that, we have to get over it. Like, let's just talk. Like, let's just sit down and have a conversation, because that's where it starts.
It does. A conversation can change the world. Just one conversation can do that, because that conversation leads to that person then, sharing that same dialogue with another person, and it just continues to spread that way. So now it's like we have to continue to have the very necessary and uncomfortable conversations, in order to bring about that change, because we don't want to continue to be in a situation where we are creating a culture for ourselves, because again we didn't have one, and now we're creating this culture as a people. And so we don't want to allow, like, these other ethnicities or cultures to take what's rightfully ours, you know what I mean? And it's okay to appreciate it and to acknowledge it, but then to just take it and pass it off as your own is a problem, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Exactly.
Definitely. And I think one of the narratives that need to change are in the school system. And, that speaks deeply to me being an educator, because a lot of what we see in our history books are the history books calling slaves workers or
Yes.
immigrants. And it's like,
No, we was
first of
slaves.
all, no, right.
No,
We weren't
we was getting our
workers, we
ass
weren't
beat.
immigrants. Right. We were
You know
stripped
what I'm
from
saying?
our
Yeah.
land. And it's really sad that they have the audacity to do that. It really is. So what our teachings are in school, we really need to take hold of that and really be able to teach our youth what is
Yeah,
real.
like the first president wasn't out here with slave owners. Stop playing with me. Well, I mean, with slaves. Stop playing with me. Like,
Right.
and y'all trying to make it like he was just this great man. Oh, Are we going there? My bad.
Go there.
We can go there.
Go there.
You know
Like
what I mean?
who gonna
Like,
check you?
Period.
nobody.
By deep.
Nobody. I'm just saying, like, yes, you were, and I remember reading this when I was a little girl. Like, George Washington was this brilliant, beautiful man who was the first president and did this, this, and this for the people, but you was in the back beating our ass, and we didn't know about that until we got older. Like, hell no.
Yeah.
Stop
And it's
playing
like
with me.
these textbooks and the text and the media that provides this information to our children or even to our people, they dilute it so much. And it's like they pick and choose the stories that they want to share.
Yes.
They pick and choose how they want to tell these stories.
Right.
And when all actuality, like there's so many other people um, that have fought on the front lines for us to be able to have our freedoms.
Listen.
And those people are not talked about as much as they should be.
Well, and that's
Right.
why it's up to us also to let our kids know when they do read about it in the history books or whatever educators,
Let me tell
are
you
setting
something.
for the narrative that they didn't take slaves. They took doctors, they took engineers, they took innovators, they took
Right.
educators away from our land. So it's up to us to correct what obviously needs to be corrected. And
I'm
I don't know, real quick, a current event. Did y'all see how a school in Ohio, I believe, is letting parents opt out of their kids being in Black history events, celebrating Black history events? They
What?
literally
Are
have a
you
Google
serious?
form where they are allowing the parents to opt their children out of participating in Black history events. I said, this is America. There you go. But if it was Anne
That
Frank,
is
if it was
crazy.
something with the Holocaust, and no offense, because that is history too,
Right.
but it wouldn't be a Google form. Why?
Right.
That is history. That is America's history. We didn't ask for that, but it is. And I'm disgusted.
That's what.
Absolutely. As you should be.
But I guarantee you, little Susie, little Bill, whoever is bopping to all these hip hop artists, rappers, doing the whatever
On
challenge
TikTok.
decide. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on,
Yeah,
they
it's
have to do better.
yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy that we are still allowing these things to take place. Like I didn't even hear about that until this very moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, it's crazy to me that not as many people are being more vocal about that. Because I'm on social media all day. I work from home. I'm on Facebook all day long. I'm on Twitter all day long. I'm on
acting
Instagram
up,
all day.
acting
I
up.
be on my best behavior. Don't put me out there like that. But but I should be seeing these types of things. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
to know that there is a forum that allows non-Black people to say, I don't want to participate in Black events, regardless of what it is ridiculous. And why are we not like running them up? And did you say in
Right.
Ohio? Let
Yeah,
me book a
That's
flight
really
to Ohio.
scary.
I'm gonna run them
it
up
is.
in Ohio.
That's so scary. Like,
It is.
It is because what's next? You know, if you can
why
start there,
why
Right.
y'all want to know about
what
us?
are you going to take from us next? Like
Why
why
y'all want to
why
know
is it
about
that
us?
you're trying to diminish us and remove us from the
What's
history
wrong
of
with
this
us?
country by teaching these kids that this is part of this country's history?
Hmm.
Why is that such an important factor in trying to remove that and diminish that? And it's
Scared.
that just
That's
made me
scary.
mad.
It's scary, and they're scared of our power. That's my opinion.
Oh well, girl,
They're
we know shit.
afraid of what we can do. And you know what? It's partly our fault because sometimes we act a complete ass and we don't know our own power as a people. And we're out here
Yes,
just doing the
that's
fool.
exactly what it
But if
is.
we
We
come
don't know.
together and we can enterprise, I'm telling you, what?
We would be a force. Like
A
we would.
force.
You remember that song? I'm a movement by myself, but
Yeah.
I'm a force
Hey, shout out to
together.
Fabio.
Like,
Yes.
can
It's
we
true
please,
though.
like,
We really need
listen?
to use the term "it takes a village" and apply it to every aspect in our
Yeah,
lives, and we
Yes.
don't do that enough.
we don't. We
We
don't.
definitely don't. And but like I said, with this like past election and everything that really has transpired over the past year or so, it like really sheds a light to how much we have grown as a people, and
Hmm.
how much we have become more united. Um, in speaking about matters of the culture and of our people. And because it's like Jennifer said, we're tired. We're tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over and over. That are it's like we're everything is against us, you know what I mean? And we didn't ask to be here. You know, at this point, we're just trying to basically live our lives in a country that we were forced to enter and forced to work, and basically build this country and with our bare hands. And so it's like we should be appreciated a lot more because we are so creative, so talented as a people, and we have contributed so much to this country. Like the things we have invented, the things we have created, and it's like we don't get the acknowledgement that we deserve.
And
Well,
that's what I was gonna say. Go for it, Ashay.
I'm sorry. I can say once when I was living downtown when the pandemic first started, the riots and everything that was going on in downtown Dallas, it was a lot going on. It was a lot, but there were a lot of peaceful protests. One, I did witness like a car trying to run into, it's like a woman, she was really upset and she was trying to run into these group of people that were protesting. But one thing that I can say is that after all of the protests for Black Lives Matter started, I started to see a lot of Hispanic people, Mexicans protesting just on behalf of themselves. So I feel like we started it and we are also inspiring other people to
Girl, we
too
had a whole nother country doing it for us.
to
Yeah,
speak out.
Yeah.
plural.
Exactly.
So
Definitely.
So
And
there,
y'all know I live out in North Dallas, so like the Frisco, Plano, Little Elm, Aubrey area, and we went out there to the protests and the peaceful marches. And when I tell you the masses came out, and when I'm saying masses, it was not, we
yeah,
were
Yes.
not the majority. We were
because they're
not
tired too.
the
Because there
majority.
are.
It was so, oh, I just get chills because we have allies. As strong as that word or definition might seem, we have allies, but it's people that's tired of the bullshit. Like, why would you
They're
not
tired
like
of it
me
too.
because of my color?
right.
So it was a beautiful thing. Young, old, vets, active military. I mean, and
Mhm.
that's what the world is supposed to be about. Like, y'all are tripping off of
Unity.
what? But to Dez's point, I do appreciate our creativity. I appreciate our soul, our rhythm, our creativity, our talent, like just
Yes.
everything that we bring to the table is just, it's so
It's a
heartfelt.
lot.
It just makes us smile. Like
Yes, it's a
we
beautiful
are just
thing. It is
And
awesome
it
a
cannot be
beautiful
duplicated.
thing.
at
It can
all.
It cannot
It
be
can't.
duplicated.
You can
Yeah,
try, but you will
right.
never,
don't
never,
don't
you
try.
could never be us.
But that goes back to our ancestors in times of slavery, how they had to find those things, whether it be, singing the gospel or however they came, or cooking, to
Right,
keep their spirits up. They,
right.
the old Negro hymns and everything like that. It's like history with us literally repeats itself, but for the times.
Right. Oh
Absolutely.
We
yeah.
have
It
to
definitely
laugh to
does.
keep
Like
from crying.
yeah.
So
And we
definitely.
just have to keep continuing to move forward and really make sure that we stay united, whatever happens in this country. And we are starting to see a big change. It's like, and I'll keep referring to this election because it was just amazing to me to see. And I've never been a political person. I've never been a
It's
person that,
different.
yeah, it is very different, and it's
Different,
so
man.
much different than from when I was a child. And even though I didn't really understand or know what was going on, I can just tell that things are so different now, and in a good way. There's still work to be done, but things are moving in a direction that really allows us to feel like we have a place in this country. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I want us as a people to do better and not just come together in a time of tragedy and mourning. Let's keep
Yes.
that energy in every day, 24/8, not even
Yes,
24/7,
ma'am.
but 24/8, because we
Yeah.
owe it to
Yes.
ourselves. We owe it to our nanas and papas, to our great great grands. We owe it to our future kids and generation. Like we do. So
I
definitely.
love you, Star.
Because
You so
we are the
It's true
and
I know
following
it
up that, it's
is.
because our culture is still building and growing every day. You know what I mean? We don't have certain traditions or cultural like festivities and things of that nature that we had to create those, you know what I mean? Because a lot of that did not carry over from, and I see that I see a huge difference in Black American and African Americans. As you
Yes,
mentioned, you know, in our previous conversation, there is
let's
a
talk
big
about it.
difference between being a Black American. You know, I was born here in America. All of the culture and, you know, traditions that I know were passed down to me from my parents and my grandparents who were born here. And so that those are all like traditions that they had to create for our family, as opposed to like, you know, African Americans who were born in that country and decided they voluntarily came to
Mhm.
this country for
The
a
culture's
better
so
life.
rich.
Right.
Yeah, it is so rich, and it's
It's
so
so
I
rich.
love hanging or being around
Me
like
too.
African Americans. I really do, because their culture and their love for their people, you know what I
Yes.
mean, is so much different than ours. And
Say,
it's sad to
man.
say that, because we are definitely a people that should be a united front, you know what I mean? Because we're definitely all Black Americans. Whether
Yes.
you're African American or Black American, we still look the same to them. You know what I mean? So it's like we should definitely be united in that aspect as well. And I love to see their culture. They live like
They will
this
die for their
amazing,
culture.
beautiful life.
They will die for their country.
And we're getting there. I definitely think we're getting there.
You
Shout
gonna
out
die for this?
one of my best friends is from London, but she's Ghanaian, and so Ghanaian
Mm-hmm.
American type of deal. And so that's one of the trips I can't wait to go and visit, because they're building a house out there to get back to the
I'm
motherland.
going with you.
Yes, come
Me
on,
too.
friend. She'll
I
tell you.
Girl, I
Mouthful.
gotta
We're gonna be
listen,
out
girl. My
there.
cousin don't put me on his flight benefits. Let's go.
But
Jennifer,
that's
you
what
shouldn't
we
say that on
need.
a public forum.
Why?
See a
They
lot
don't
of
know who my
that.
cousin is.
Uh-oh.
I
Baby, you on his flight benefits, they can look you up, sis.
Don't snitch on the
Fresh this
Betty
out.
passes. Don't snitch on the
Out.
Betty
I'm
passes.
just playing, y'all.
But if you look at some of
forgot.
our leaders in the past that have done that, Martin Luther King went to Ghana, and look at the
Yes.
nows. Ludacris went and
Mm-hmm.
received his citizenship from Ghana. And if you look at a lot of the travel posts on Instagram, they have a lot of trips going to different places. And I hate that people still have this ignorant mindset that Africa is just this,
Torn,
shithole.
run
It
down
is
country.
not,
Yes.
right. It
Africa
is
is
so
beautiful.
filled with so much riches and culture and just city life, in these
Yes.
places. And we need to get back to that. That would be
Absolutely. I
awesome.
have a coworker. She's Nigerian. And she flies, you know, to Nigeria like once a month.
Yeah.
And she just had been asking me, you know, come to Nigeria. I want to show you my country. And she would cook and bring me food, and the food is amazing. And
Yes.
so it's like I actually plan to go to Africa for my birthday last year. My birthday is in March, which is right
March.
when the pandemic.
Yes.
Is that why we don't get along? Because we the same.
Might be.
So I'm just playing. I don't have a problem with Star, y'all. I'll just be messing with her. But I plan to go to Africa for my 31st birthday last year, and I, you know, with the pandemic and everything, I just didn't feel comfortable going. And I was gonna go by myself, which is probably not the thing to do, but um, just because I don't feel comfortable going to a whole nother country like by myself.
Mhm.
So I would like to be able to have someone experience that with me, because that's like a once in a lifetime situation. You know what I mean? So you want to have like your best friend or a partner to experience that with you. And I didn't have, well, I have a best friend, but she's afraid to fly. So I didn't have a partner at the time that I could share that with. So I was just like, maybe it's not the right time to go.
Right. But the timing is going to be right. And we're going to have so
Yes.
many memories to cast. And one thing I wanted to say, Des, when you mentioned how, there's a difference between Black American and African American, and our culture is so big and rich, let's not
Mhm.
forget about the Afro Latinos or Afro Latinas.
Yes,
And
yes.
they have a fight within their culture as well that stems if they consider themselves Black, or
Yes.
what they're considering. But when it all comes down to it, I mean, we out here like for real.
So
For
let me
real.
ask you this, kind of going back to the appropriation of our culture. I see a lot of people that are non-blacks that wear like cornrows and they talk black.
Cause
I don't
why?
even know what that means, but they talk
Cause
black
why?
or whatever. And so how does seeing someone taking our culture and making it their own, like how does that, because I don't really think they can do anything about the way they talk. It just may be the environment that they were raised in.
Yeah.
But do you feel like they should somehow try to separate themselves from that at some point?
So for that, if I can step in, I feel like that part, as far as the individual, might be subjective, unless you can really tell that somebody's just trying too hard. Like, girl, stop. Like, you're straight from Highland Park. It's okay. Like, you don't have to
Highland
yourself. But when you see what the media does and the media creates, Kim Kardashian wore cornrows. They called it boxer braids.
Boxer braids.
But no, it's cornrows.
Girl, Ashley used to do them at my house in 10th grade when it was a style. Stop playing with me.
You know what I'm saying? Or how, we love to get intricate with our fingernails and we have all the diamonds blinged out.
Now it's
started. Now, yeah, like it's
and
new.
the hoop earrings.
Started.
You and Ashay both have the hoop earrings on. Like that was definitely us. And so it's like how do we decipher whether they are appreciating or appropriating the culture? That's the ultimate question.
When
like,
you have
how can we tell?
Them, when you figure out they're appropriating and not appreciating, is just have a conversation with them. It's that easy. And if they say one wrong thing that makes you feel a type of way, why you got them braids?
And then what do you do? What do you do about it?
Well, when you don't have representation, you have all of this that came from our culture, but you don't have any representation in any of your publications. That's my issue. You don't have to have just one blonde girl on there. You could have a black girl and a white girl. You can have an Asian girl, Mexican girl, but it's about for the masses. Don't do that and don't act like we don't see. And there needs to be people of color in their boardrooms making decisions, because I'm tired of them trying to act like because they have natural hair still isn't put together. You know what I'm saying?
It's not neat. That's the word that they use.
Neat.
See, this makes
I'm saying that's what they say.
Bad.
So let me ask you another question. Yeah, so let me ask another question. So with the times that we do see them kind of throwing us about, like I saw an ad, I think I was watching a series on Hulu last night, and there was an ad about something, and so the white guy was like, we need to invest more in black owned businesses, and then the black guy came on and was like, we need to like invest in more green eco businesses. And you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like they're throwing us a bone just to get us to shut up by having this white man say we need to invest in black owned businesses. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know how to feel when we ask for that representation and then it's like they give it to us just like to shut us up. You know what I mean?
I think it started with social media. For example, when we get on social media and we post our cute selfies and we post us in a turban or in hoop earrings, it's appreciated. So that's when the appropriation starts, because really and truly, we appreciate ourselves and we're the main ones on social media rooting for ourselves now. And they start to appropriate that. And
I love that. And I just think that they just cannot stand the fact that we are really like pouring into ourselves. Like we really,
because we love us.
Like and the thing is, we're showing love to other individuals of our color, and it's so beautiful. I love to see a woman online. I'd be like, yes, please.
I'm about to do my silhouette challenge.
Put your hand on my
Hey, bring it down.
But no, like it's just so beautiful. Y'all know
Where you from,
so beautiful. It's so beautiful to see us coming together and it feels so good. Like so I went to a party last night. I'll give you an example. I went to a party last night, just a small, intimate. It wasn't no big thing. You know, it's the Panda Express going on, and you
Yep.
know we have to be careful.
Panoramic.
It's a Panda Express going on right now. We have to be. So I met this young woman on Twitter, and we just always hyped each other up. And we know we have a mutual friend. And when we got together, like all the love that we poured into each other, like on Twitter, like it just seeped right through when I met her. And she held my hand and I just held her hand. And I was like, oh my God, I'm just so
I love
happy. Like, oh, y'all. Hey, Key girl. I had so much fun. And happy birthday to my friend Keandra. Happy late birthday. I enjoyed your party last night, girl. Look at me being ghetto. Shout out, girl.
Oh, shout out.
I want to shout out.
Let's not do that.
So I have a question for y'all. Cultural appropriation as far as body image.
Oh, child.
I don't like the and
That's-
but look. I don't
Girl.
like the and but look.
You
But
say you don't
even
like the
we are
word look?
doing it though. Like, so it's like
And
they're doing it, but it's like now we're trying to go even bigger, and it just doesn't.
I mean, Khloe Kardashian got dragged for using a melanin colored emoji, and child, they didn't hold back on Twitter,
I wouldn't either, 'cause
Instagram.
that's
As
not
they
you.
shouldn't.
Now, don't get me wrong. I like the Kardashians.
Love the Kardashians.
Why? Why do we like the Kardashians? What do they do?
I personally like the Kardashians because
I like them.
I just like I like the
They
Kardashians.
cool. They
Yeah.
straight. They be doing too much. Now listen, Kim, when I meet
Why do
you,
we like them?
I'm gonna be like, now girl, you can relax on me. She'll be like, really, Jen? Yeah. Just relax.
I don't know.
Like you
them
don't have to do
personally.
all that extra.
I mean, I don't know them personally, but for the dynamic that they give off, and they're pretty much accepting of this is us, this is our family, you know, go for it. For me, I find pieces of all of them that I can rock with, you know. And
Yes,
for a long
exactly.
time, I love how Khloe was Chloe. She was different. She was the tall one. She was a little bit thicker. She had that different look about her. And I appreciated that, you know. And I mean, this goes for the Jenners too, Kendall and
She
Kylie.
was a gangster.
I think they all just kind of bring something. And we have to give Kim her props of what she's doing with you know, the jail system and jail reform. So I mean, she did put in work for that. So I do appreciate that.
Thank you, girl.
You know, you do have to be about it.
Cute.
It
was cute.
I
It
just have a lot of
Absolutely.
respect for Kim. I have a lot of respect for Kim Kardashian. My favorite though is Courtney, but I also like Kylie and
Courtney whooped her ass.
She did.
She
But
whooped her
let's get
ass.
into this word of mouth, Star, if you want to introduce
Ooh.
the topic for word of mouth today.
Thank you. Okay, so speaking of body image, cultural appropriation, word of mouth, we're going to talk about one of our girls that we love and enjoy, Miss Chloe Bailey. She is one half of the duo Chloe and y'all know her sister? Haley.
Hallie.
Yeah.
Halle Bailey, yes. And so she recently did the silhouette challenge, and unfortunately, a lot of people had a lot of negativity to say about her, where they felt that she was being too sexual, she was just doing too much.
Like
it
she ain't no
wasn't
grown ass
her.
woman.
She was trying too hard. So what do y'all think about it? And mind you, she's 22, just FYI.
Exactly. Like she ain't no grown ass
22.
woman who's
Right.
making her own money and can do what the hell she want to do. So to be honest, whoever says something about it, they hating.
Was a
For
hater.
number one, they hating for number one. For number two, why is it even your business? And if you don't have anything positive to say, don't say it at all.
Just keep
You know what I'm
swiping.
saying? Keep it
Right.
moving.
Just
Keep it moving. If you don't like it, that is cool.
I mean,
Keep
it went to
moving.
the point where they had the
Why
girl.
are you putting that much energy into somebody who's not doing the same thing that you're doing? She's doing a silhouette challenge. You're not.
Right.
Exactly. Just because you
So
Y'all really just mad because y'all silhouette don't look like hers. That's all.
that
It is.
would, I think that's what it is. And it for I say about 95% of the people, that's probably what it is.
No, and I
surgery.
think some people just don't want to accept that people in the limelight, they have to grow up. Now, we've
Absolutely.
seen those that are 18, 19, not even 21, that were doing the absolute fool. So here you have her, an actor, singer, songwriter, and she's coming into her own. And in due part, because her sister is right now filming or, in production
The
for
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Oh,
So
I
they
can't
kind
wait
of
for that.
branched off and finally made their own personal Instagrams. But I
Right.
mean, they're growing as ladies. What I don't understand in society, and one, we have to do better, right? As women, we have to do better because we always do this, oh girl, and yes, and shout out this and that. And then when you see somebody progressing or coming in and being comfortable with their own, now it's a problem. Why do we always wait and can't wait for the caterpillar to become the butterfly? But then when the butterfly shows its wings, now we're intimidated. Now
Right.
we feel a type of way. We have to do better with that. She has body. She's a pretty girl, very talented. Like, she's 22. She's fine.
Because if I was
Right.
22, baby, listen.
I would be on everybody's neck.
Excuse me.
Right.
This the neck, this the
And here's
like
the thing,
that.
like even outside of that, like focusing on like the work that these girls do, like can we not just focus on their talent or their contributions to the music industry? Can we not focus on that? So now y'all see this one thing of this young 22-year-old girl living her life,
Right.
living her best life. And so you decided to take that moment of her really appreciating her body, because it's so many times that we didn't appreciate our bodies as a people. You know what I mean? We try to slim down, we try to tone down, we try to be that size 0, we try to, you know what I mean? And we try to make ourselves look more appealing to other cultures and to other ethnicities. And sometimes it is a situation where you have to kind of tone it down at work or whatever the case may be, and rightfully so. But you can still be yourself. You're not going to tell me how I can wear my hair. You're not going to tell me how I can dress. Of course, as long as it's professional for a workplace situation, I could wear a kente cloth from head to toe if I wanted to, you know what I mean? But like, and you can't say anything about that as long as it's not a racial slur, it's not, inappropriate for any or offending anyone. And if they're offended by the colors that I wear, that's a them issue and not a me issue. And so it's like, why are we trying to tear down our own people for simply enjoying and being who they are?
A trending topic. So I have a question. Why do y'all feel like she got so much backlash from her silhouette challenge versus her busted challenge? Because her busted challenge dropped first.
Everybody loved that.
Everybody
I think it's, you know what it is? It's just the fact that they're naked, and
she wasn't naked though. You could see obviously that she had on a bandeau top, and some leggings. You could clearly.
How about everybody just shut the hell up and let folks do what they
So
do?
we're not even thinking about that.
Because you know what though? Because what you're like, the way you're explaining all of this, like I'm listening to what you're saying. Like I know exactly what you're saying. But why the hell are you even having to say all of this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you even thinking about all of this? What you're explaining? Like why are you do you have edges?
Enjoy the content. Nobody knows how
do
to
you
content.
What's your body look like? Let's see you.
If I had to answer the question as to why people were so upset with the silhouette challenge, because it was, meant to be that sexual, that red light special, that provocative. And again, that's fine.
Yes.
She's 22. Talk about it when we see a little 15-year-old doing it. Wait a minute.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be like,
she's a grown-ass woman who makes her own money. But y'all don't say nothing about these porn stars, though.
I honestly think some of these boyfriends or something got caught looking at it or liking it, and the girlfriends got mad, and now
let's talk about it.
That'll be another week's topic. We can talk about insecurities in relationships.
Okay, thank you. Noted.
That's a good one.
But we stand for Chloe Bailey doing her thing. They're awesome. Do not cry. Do not give these.
Do another one, girl.
Protect your peace.
Stay on these girls' necks.
Girl, do another one.
Do
another one. Just to piss them off more. Do another one, girl.
Yeah. He's still doing it.
do several.
Right. We're here for it.
But yeah, so we support Chloe and we support Haley because I love their music.
I
Because
love
I be doing
So
it,
good.
do it. Let's do it.
And I love how they're both their own. Like
Yes.
they're their individual, but they work so well and they're so talented. Ooh,
And
that
seeing
album.
their genuine love for each other, you know what I mean? Like there was a video,
That's
I
that
think they
real
were
sister
on,
love.
yeah, they were on Instagram Live or on something like that, and they were just really boohoo crying, saying how much
Yes.
they miss
She was
each
like,
other.
I
I was
miss
like, oh.
you. She was like, you're gonna don't laugh at me. I miss your jokes.
You could tell that Hallie is that sister that checks everybody on behalf of her sister.
Yes.
Yeah. And she did. She put a post of her sister up after all of that kerfuffle went on, and she had to be on.
Not
Not
kerfuffle.
I said kerfuffle. That's right. Y'all gonna say it all tomorrow to watch. Like
Kerfuffle.
Episode is over. Just end it with kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Hey, you know what? That's a good alternative for what the
I have more. Don't worry. I have more.
for
Than
real? I'm trying not to curse as much. I'm gonna cuss until I die. But I wanna girl, shit. I mean shoot.
See?
Exactly.
Girl, kerfuffle. That's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah, I want to incorporate some alternatives sometimes. I don't have
There
to
you
cuss like
go.
all the time.
That's good.
You know, see,
That's good.
trying to work on me.
Yes.
That's good. And it's also good for your energy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it is.
That's right.
It sounded good. I don't know how true that may be, but it sounded good.
So I would just like to say thank everybody for coming and watching the show. Please make sure to follow us on Facebook, IG, YouTube, any platform that we're on. Please feel free to follow us. Tune in next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time when we will have our special guest and a small business owner, Nick Reeder, with Frio Dallas. Frio
Hey,
Dallas.
I enjoyed y'all
Yes, yes.
tonight.
yes.
I did too.
Oh my god.
And Shay, we should have you back again one week.
Yes, I
And
love you.
We
Ashley.
gonna continue.
Listen,
Are you still here?
I am back in Chicago. I live in Chicago. It's very cold in Chicago, but it's
I thought you were
negative.
still here.
I left this morning. I had to come back to Dallas. I gotta go get my dog.
Hey,
Parker.
I was disappointed.
Tell Parker. I said, tell Parker to call me.
But don't forget to register
so
for Lip
confused.
Lock, a virtual speed dating event that we're having on February 12th at 7:30. So if you are single, some of us are single, we'll be there. I will be there. So let's tune into that. And then we will also have a Black History event as well, The Mind and the Myth, on February 19th at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. All of it's on Eventbrite. If you follow us on IG at Mouthful TV, you will see, click the link in the bio. We will have it all there for you. And you can just register for both events while you're
Please
Oh,
do.
both of them.
And while you're there, make sure you click the link to start your subscription at tasteoftheculture.com.
I was gonna
Make
say
sure
that.
to
You
use
got me beating
your
to it.
make sure to use our promo Mouthful for 20% off your subscription. Listen, y'all, when I tell y'all there are so many different Black owned wine and spirit companies that I had no clue about. So many of them. And we all like to drink. I know I do. And so let's support these companies. I'm ashy. Don't worry about it.
Okay, Dang, this on your wrist.
But make sure y'all subscribe at tasteoftheculture.com and be sure to use promo code Mouthful for 20% off your subscription. And make sure you tune in next week and follow us over to Clubhouse for the after party, so we can continue this discussion and get your feedback on this topic as well.
Right. Yes.
Bye,
Love
y'all.
y'all.
We'll see y'all next week.
Thank y'all.
Bye. Y'all have a good night.